The Adventures of Anya, Chapter 16, Guards at the Castle. Anya, Barry, and Coco finally made it to the castle, but they faced a daunting challenge. A swarm of guards were stationed all around. These guards were diminutive in stature, but their presence was frightening. "How on earth can we get inside?" Barry inquired, his voice tinged with perplexity. Coco, known for his sharp observation, glanced up at the bright full moon illuminating the surroundings. "Watch out, guys," Coco warned with a sense of urgency. "That full moon is like a spotlight, making it easy for those guards to spot us. We need to come up with a plan to outsmart them." So now you've reached Barbaro Castle, but there are guards. And one of the things about guards is they're military, right? They wear the uniform. They're very precise about all of their actions, and they do them together. So the first thing I would urge you to be precise about is to check the metronome marking, which you should do in all the pieces. But here's 118. That tempo really makes the march, really makes or breaks it. So stick to that tempo and think about precise, sharp actions. One of the things that is so fun to do with this one, to really play around with, is the note lengths. Sometimes you get the staccato notes, but sometimes you get notes where she specifically doesn't put staccato marks. For example, right? So give that one a little bit extra length. You'll find a few other places where that happens. For example, if you jump to measure 19, some of the left-hand notes don't have staccatos on them. If you make that differentiation really clear, it all comes to life. And you have to practice that. It's a little bit tricky, actually, because the hands aren't staccato or longer at the same time as each other. They're sort of in opposition. So it's worth practicing one hand separately until you really get the feel for it, then the other, and then putting them together. And for myself, I actually circled the notes in my score, the ones that are a little bit longer, to remind me that there's something special happening to those. I want to point out one other place, which is going into measure 30. You have this. Right, so you big climax fortissimo with these accents, and here. But that left hand is only mezzo forte. So if you get too excited and you're playing everything forte, it's a very different feeling. If you can go back, it suddenly brings you back to that. It's almost a scherzando quality, this march. There's a little bit something happening that is almost lighter, but it has that precision, that military precision. So this is some of my favorite things about this movement. I also like when she's got these in the left hand, or like earlier when she had them here. And I would watch out, make sure that you're paying attention to where she has the little hairpin crescendo on them and where she doesn't, because that makes a big difference. And sometimes it feels different. So for example, in measure 9, there's no crescendo. But notice I'm making the lower notes louder than the repeated Ds, right? Nobody wants to hear those all the time. It's too much. And then when the right hand comes in here, there is a hairpin. So there is that sort of circle. And that's easy to do, and you get in the habit of doing it. You do it a second time. And this one I find a little bit trickier to do, but the most important, because the left hand here is really what drives it. What that does, this hairpin, is it kind of puts an accent on the second of every 2 bars so that you're going to it and then away from it. It keeps the music flowing. And it's something that is really fun to do once you get the coordination to do it, if you maybe work on the left hand separately till you get it. I hope you enjoy this one.